The opinions expressed in this program do not necessarily reflect those of the host or the producers. This is not a test. You are listening to Universal Connection Radio, where everyone is on the same frequency. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Star Shaman Mary Dusina. Today we are going to be discussing Pisces Virgo and how it affects the other signs. As you all know, our very special Star Shaman Mary Dusina is not only our astrologer, but is such a help in taking advantage of the alignments of the universe. I'm very grateful to Mary for all of her guidance and love. Hello, Mary. How are you today, my love?
Blessings, Roxanne, and to your beautiful listening audience, we salute you and call the divine light upon you all.
Yes, we do. So, this is actually our third show, Mary.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some exciting alignments coming up.
2016, I truly believe the best is yet to come. The light is here, and the best is rolling out as we get into this year. In our part one series of our first show, the premiere show, we spoke about how 2016 was kind of rolling out in a bit of a stagnant, sluggish way because we had several planets, what we call as astrologer mystics, retrograde. To the listening public, we'll call that kind of leashed, kind of held up or slowed down, or the full bloom of it. It was a bit topsy-turvy, and the full bloom of it didn't start to roll out. What's exciting about the Pisces celestial season, which commenced February 19th, it only happens once a year. Each one of the 12 signs has their celestial cycle season.
Right.
So Pisces has started February 19th and will roll up until March the 20th, which for 2016 will be the spring equinox. And this is when the zodiac reinvents itself and the wheel turns, launching forth from the first zodiac sign, the mountain ram, which is Aries. So technically in the northern hemisphere, Pisces is the last sign of the winter cycle. To we mystics, the real new year is that spring equinox, as we spoke about in our premiere show.
Right.
So we're in that final cycle of contemplative, spiritual evaluations. It's a good time to look back from an emotional perspective. We have just moved out of the intellectual Aquarius aspects of our chart, and now we're moving into the watery, flowing, or not so flowing, if our emotions are dammed up or we're too much in our head,
right,
then Pisces is saying, listen, let go, let God. Have you invited your beautiful divine creator into this job search, into this relationship? As you take your walk or go to the ocean's edge, very Pisces,
right,
are you walking with your point of origin, the divine breath that was gifted unto you? So I'd like to set the template right now for everybody that's listening to this. As soon as the show is posted on YouTube, I'd like you all to just close your eyes for just a second. We're so busy multitasking and distracted over here and running over there and head down most of the time, not going into prayer or meditation, but looking at our smart devices. So, we're technically leashed most of the time. So for Pisces, it's about disengage and remember that instead of AI technology, instead of artificial intelligence technology, let's go into the sweet spot of your soul. And so it's your soul that's the driver of your physical body and your mental body. And Pisces is all about the sweet spot of the soul when it's heralding out, when it's rolling out in its most beautiful enlightenment phase. And we'll talk about the shadows in a minute, because we all have all the signs in our chart, and today's about that axis, that polarity of Pisces, Virgo. So as you breathe in, just for a second, just go to your still sweet spot within your heart and your soul center and just breathe in. And just in this nanosecond, take this in as you breathe in, just like the tides of the ocean, the tides coming in. Holy Ones, Almighty I Am, my beloved divine creator, all that is, thank you for whatever issues or challenges or stressors that I seem to be betwixt and between or caught up or entangled with. I now allow, I now ask, I now invite, I now call forth the principle of manifestation known as ask, and ye shall receive. So I now invite the presence of the Almighty I Am, to be in oneness with all that seems to be enticing or entrapping me in this third dimensional material realm. And I allow the signs and the omens and the wonders and the oracles and the dreams and the visions, which are so pronounced in a Pisces person or in this Pisces season from February the 19th to March the 20th of 2016. I now get my ego out of the way, although it serves valuable purpose. I now let my soul and the sweet spot of my soul in league with, in a collaboration and walking in tandem with my beloved Creator Source, however that plays out for you and works for you. And I give thanks for this as we open ourselves to the Pisces magic and the Virgo clarity in this particular episode of the Star Shaman.
Wow.
And so it is. And so it is.
It is. That I felt.
Thank you.
I felt that, Mary. That was beautiful.
That's Pisces energy, which is why I did it that way. Pisces is not an aggressive sign. Virgo, for the most part, isn't either. And the reason, to answer the first question I can feel out there as a psychic telepathically, why are we talking about Pisces Virgo? Why not just Pisces? It's Pisces birthday times. In astrology, there are 12 celestial flavors, and Pisces and Virgo are sisters to each other. So Virgo is exactly on the opposite side of the wheel of Pisces, but they're sisters. It's a feminine yin vibratory essence, and where Pisces is water, Virgo is earth. And the water and earth signs out of all 12 are feminine signs or are yin vibrations. And so they draw down the power. They're magnets, and they draw to them. So that can be either ill-fated or delicious. So when we become cognizant that if you're a Pisces Virgo and the areas of your own personal story, which is your birth chart, your natal chart, your own celestial star map, which is what I cast and interpret and read for people. So in all of us, we may be a Leo, we may be a Libra, but we all have, those signs are more pronounced, but within the wheel continues in the order after whatever sign we are. If I'm a Scorpio, the wheel continues, and I just go find Pisces and Virgo. So where Pisces is the essence and the mystery of everything that's an undercurrent or underneath the waters, the depths, understanding, looking at the core essence. Virgo is the garden, and Pisces is the water. The water quenches the thirst. The garden grows the new life. So Pisces, if we look at all the mysteries as we learned in Greek mythology, Pisces is Poseidon, it's the mer people, it's the mermaids, and it's everything to do with all those interesting creatures in the ocean. Right. Some discovered, some extinct, some yet to be. And the effects of the waters of our earth. So there's Mother Earth, and there's her flow, her effluvia, her currents, the waves, the tides. So the tides of our emotions, when you take the word emotion, which is so attributable to Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, the water signs, energy set into motion is the real breakdown of the word emotion.
Yes.
So how we're orbiting, and some people repress their feelings, some people have suppressed feelings, so if that's dammed up or the flow can't happen, then there might be an eruption of issues or challenges or playing the victim or silently, on the shadow side of Pisces Virgo, sighing a lot, playing the victim, drawing people, getting around people in that, kind of like damsel in distress, or the guy that can't catch a break all the time, and they dive into substance abuse, another shadow of Pisces Virgo, whether it's alcohol or prescription, happy little pills to make you dumb down what's really bothering you. These are the shadows of Pisces and Virgo. I'm going to run from this.
Shadows as in negative aspects?
Yes, the shade, right. The light versus the shade. Now, when things get too hot, some shade is nice in nature. We can jump in the water and cool off. When we're jumping in the water, we're trusting our feelings, and we're going to go ahead and swim or dive in. These are all watery terms for Pisces, and we're going to have to face that the shadow side of Pisces, or the anti-light sometimes, or the part of us that we might be running when we're running from the light. And the light's like, look, your shadow's not evil. And the light's not trying to pester you. It's just wanting to light up all the areas of your life, so when you go into the shade, there's nothing haunting or chasing you there. There's not the negative side, or the ghost of your past, or the paranormal oogie boogie man.
Right.
Okay. So with Pisces, it's the explorer of life, and it's the watery essence that seeks to expand. Water kind of follows its own path. And when you combine the signs, the beauty of the signs of this world of Pisces and Virgo, it's a waterfall in the mountains.
Beautiful.
It's that beautiful, lush waterfall in Costa Rica or in the Appalachian Mountains, or you're at the ocean's edge, but you're not turned off by how the sand gives you a natural pedicure.
Right.
It's just like, I like watching the creatures. I don't hate the seagulls. These are oceanic totems and creatures. So Pisces is about, are you flowing? Do you feel like you're kind of in stress right now? Where is the tide out in your life? What's the new harbor of safety for you? Therapy is very favored in this season of Pisces. Massage, reflexology is where someone works on the acupressure points just from the ankles down in your feet. Pisces rules the feet.
Yes.
Virgo rules the stomach. It rules the intestinal area of the body, and a lot of Virgos end up being people that deal with intestinal issues, the irritable bowel syndromes, because the whole intestinal area there, that fuel, the furnace of the body, is how we take in food, whether that's nutritious or just fast food and chemicals. I call it a pseudo food. It appears like it's food, but it's really a bunch of artificial flavorings and colorings and oddities.
Yeah.
So whatever you're taking in, the temple body hopes that it's going to be nutritional fuel. It needs to function. It needs to fire on all its burners, like the spark plugs in your car or the catalytic converter. So what's happening is Pisces is saying, I need substance to be serene. Pisces is about silence and listening. So this is a wonderful cycle to receive your gifts, your insights and your visions from music, from dance, from meditation, from ceremony and ritual. This is not supposed to be. February 19th to March 20th is not supposed to be an assertive, aggressive cycle. We have planets flowing around in Aquarius like Venus, Mercury. We have those helping us align our heart and our head. So, but it's higher mind. It's higher love and higher mind. And then with this full moon that we've got coming up, blooming over this weekend, exact on 2/22, Virgo is about clarity, details, getting a plan, affirmations that you write down, vision boards that you creatively assert yourself to put up.
So it would be a good time for somebody who's been thinking about maybe delving into meditation to actually say, okay, I'm going to do it now because it's a good time for me to do it.
Yeah, we're going to be, here's the potential conflict. The Virgo full moon is saying it's feng shui time. What do you need to declutter? What do you need to get ready for our new spring season? What could you clean if the temperatures aren't too frigid? How could you air out your sanctuary, your home? Mm-hmm. How could you prepare the soil, depending on what, longitude, latitude that you're residing in? How can you prepare yourself? There's a whole new springtime. Springtime is the dawning. It's the eastern gate of the medicine wheel. So we have the only full moon of this year in Virgo, rising at its perfect point of what we call maximum light or maximum culmination. Full moons culminate issues and show us where we might be working against our best interest. So the Virgo full moon, this one is the fifth. This is an interesting moon. It's the fifth full moon since October 27th of 2015. It's the fifth in a series of 6. That's 6 months, by the way. Each moon lasts about 28 and a half days. So since October, the end of October of 2015, this is the fifth full moon hitting exactly at the 3-degree mathematical point. And the next one will be over March 22nd, 23rd, which will be our first lunar eclipse of this year in 3 degrees of Libra. So right now, this 3 has really been speaking to us. To me, a vision or a sign or an oracle is, whether it's an animal totem or a nature totem or a number, this 3 is the Trinity. This is our third show. Mm-hmm. And 3 is showing up a lot. Now, even in the tarot, the 3s have to do with the creative impetus, that urge to let's get busy, let's get ready, let's prepare. How do I write my affirmations down? I just need to sit down and meditate. If I want to go sit outside on the dock, if I want to go walk among the trees, if I want to just sit and pull up on the internet some beautiful Reiki or chakra music, it'll take me 20 minutes. I need to sit and be. Instead of being and always doing, I need to just sit in the silence and listen and not always be asking or waiting for a sign. So if the 1 is masculine and the 2 is feminine, the 3 is the creative birth. It's the creative child. It's the Trinity in many aspects of sacred geometry. So this full moon is saying to us, Virgo is about communications. Mercury is the ruler. Virgo is about fine-tuning, not getting so scattered. Sometimes Pisces loves to disassociate so much and flow so much that, I mean, they're really the content, beautiful goldfish in the big aquarium or the little octopus floating around in the saltwater aquarium. It's all about the flow, and it's all about gliding, and it's all about really being present in the moment, really looking at what's around you now. Pisces people, when people say, are you with me? Are you paying attention? Pisces spend a lot of time in the higher heart, the higher worlds, the soul realms. And too much of technology or too much talking or too much intensity of everybody else's schedule or, come on, we got to go, we got to do this, really stresses a Pisces out. Because Pisces knows, similar to your sister sign of Cancer, the sea crab, and they both reside at the same place. Mm-hmm. Pisces knows that if you'll allow yourself to flow with the waves and the incoming tide of when it feels right, it's all not forcing the moment, not forcing the chore. That's right. Let's do this when it feels right. And so right now it's happy birthday Pisces time. And for Virgos, it's all about the we in their life. For Pisces, it's about you, me, I am, because when the sun is radiating its light on a particular sign in our charts, and if you are a Pisces, this is your time to be focused on me, myself, and I. It's the month that you should be focusing on your goals and your desires. This is your 28.5 to 30-day cycle. For Virgos, you're halfway around the year from your August, September birthdays. This is your time of the year to be focusing on teamwork, partnership, intimate partner needs. This is not your time to be in the spotlight if you're a Virgo. It is not. Okay. It's also not a spotlight time, as we're in Pisces, for Gemini or Sagittarius. It's not a spotlight time for those 3 signs, particularly for Virgo. Actually, a better way to say it is, Virgo, you need to be spotlighting the needs of your partner. And that means who you're in league with business-wise, who you're in league with running into on a daily basis, you know, the same UPS store you go to or the same grocery stores you go to or the people that you're sending out your creativity to. Virgos need to be reaching out and seeing how they can be of service to others. Very compatible cycle now opens up on February 19th for Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Capricorn, Taurus. Those are the other earth signs that are sisters to Virgo. But Virgo, it's favorable for Virgo if they keep the emphasis off of them. The emphasis now is on Pisces. For Virgo, the emphasis now is on how might you best serve the people that you care about and the people that make your life more prosperous. So, challenge signs. So for Libras and Aries and Gemini and Sagittarius, This is a cycle for you to keep your nose to the grindstone, but it's not so easy for those signs to listen to their intuition. They're too much in their head. They're too much in the TikTok world, the third dimensional world of business and the material world, and what I call getting bogged down here and not allowing the divine flow to come into things. Now, if a Virgo or an Aries gets to go out and dance, or a Leo gets to go out to theater or a show, that sort of kickstarts humor, especially with Leo and Aquarius. They need to laugh. But right now, Cancer and Aquarius are kind of focused on work and career and money. That's kind of where if there's going to be stresses, it's just like, I need to get that money flowing. I need to look at the values and the scales of justice. For Cancer, Aquarius, and Libra seems to be focused right now on balancing out work more than play. All right, so that's just got them caught up. But Taurus, and when you get into Capricorn, they're more getting into a feeling of specialness and personal joys and creating those joys for their children or their grandkids or their lovers. So it's more to do with social flowing or vacationing, taking a mini vacation. But for all of us, Pisces is about ask yourself this question: where am I self-nurturing rather than being self-critical? The shadow side or the negativity of Virgo is criticism, sarcasm, cutting yourself or cutting someone else down rather than fixing the problem. Anybody, no matter what your sign, can point out what's wrong with the situation. Where Pisces and especially Virgo need to come in, and Virgo can be so good at this, is remedy, create the resolution or the solution. Don't state the obvious of why something's broken, or keep harping on, well, why did you break it, or how did it break? What did you do? Does that fix the problem? No.
No, of course not.
So what I feel about this is that when you think about Virgo words, this is our focus in the first couple of weeks of Pisces due to this Virgo full moon. Health, hygiene, cleanliness, communication, getting a clarification mentally on things. So to summarize it, get a plan. Get organized just enough, Virgo, so you don't keep making another to-do list. Now's the perfect time of the year to do a holistic cleanse, this last month of winter. Great time to start incorporating some peppermint or spearmint or intestinal cleanses that aren't too harsh. Probiotics, your yogurts, your kefirs, great time to start doing that. For Pisces, as you know, Roxanne, the feet, massages, psychic and psychological have a root word of psyche, which comes from the Latin and means the soul. This is about soul health right now. Pisces is the most mystical, the most intuitive, if they work on it and allow it and don't get caught up in their insecurities or the other shadow aspect of Pisces. They fear rejection. They're very sensitive or haunted by issues of abandonment or rejection. It's harder for a Pisces or a Cancer to let go of past emotional whippings or strikes or abuses. That's why it's so wonderful if they get into their spirituality and meditation and realize that we need to learn the lessons of the past, but let the past go. Mm-hmm. Take the lessons, move forward.
Well, it's all learning, right?
Yes, it's allowing.
And allowing.
It's allowing.
Sure. That's the truth.
So right now, the wonderful opportunity all signs have is there are some very mystical spiritual alignments. It's the perfect time to not only develop your own visionary strengthening, but also to consult a visionary or a therapist, or pick a team mate to go take a nature walk. Oh my God, that's just outdoor meditation. It's just the splendidness of Mother Nature. But you're aligning your chakras, you're aligning your vortices, and you're increasing your internal energy by being in nature. If you can get by a lake or a river or a waterfall of the ocean, awesome. Otherwise, consider maybe taking a cleansing bath rather than just got a shower ready, go out the door.
Right, indulge
yes.
in it. Yeah.
Yes, and of course, if it's your cup of tea, then think about what liquids you're putting into your body. It's a water sign. Now's a great time to have elderberry tea, or to cleanse your intestinal tract, like I said, to add some raw honey in a nice cup of hot tea. Like the English, in their culture, to sit down and have a cup of tea. just like the Middle East and Italy and France might have that afternoon cappuccino, that afternoon latte. Now is the time, it's tea time in the late to middle afternoon, when you start getting 4 to 7 o'clock. Go ahead and indulge in that nutritional tea. So some animal totems. Pisces, to me, the angels of the ocean are the dolphins and like the orca whales. If you're in more swampy areas, then I definitely think it's the manatee. These are gentle, flowing, giant creatures that have intelligence that often are overlooked. Now, I think people celebrate dolphin and porpoise. I think people understand, and certainly some of the whales, their incredible ability to have insights underneath it all.
Yes. In
the depths of our Mother Earth's waters, in her embryonic fluids, which is what happens at seaside. It's teeming with life. Virgo rules, like I said, the stomach, and it has to do with digestional, holistic health. But Virgo also, they have to get out of their head, because how they get stressed in their head actually can cause more than butterflies in the stomach. It can actually cause cramps and bloating and gaseous situations, because they're inflaming their stomachs by being too much in their head and not trusting. They feel like if they don't do it, it's not going to get done right when they get caught up in the shadow self of that. Some animal totems for Virgo, all felines, everything to do with the cat kingdom comes under Virgo. Parrots, birds that talk or birds that are very intelligent and communicate. Parrots, cockatiels, sun conures, mynah birds, African grays, those real macaws, top of the line, beautiful talking birds, or birds that communicate. In nature, crows, geese, swan.
Nice.
So these are and sometimes the blue heron, but it's pretty recluse. I have to put it more in the Pisces category. It's like it's at the edge of the lake or it's at the springs, but it really doesn't want to be involved with you. So, there's like, just let me hunt my fish and leave me alone. But notice when you go into a Chinese restaurant or some of the tropical city restaurants, if they've got a fish tank, please know that they do not like you to peck on the glass. No fish tank or aviary wants you to let your kids or yourself come in and tap on the glass. Fish don't like it, and birds don't like it. So when you walk into one of these establishments and they've got the beautiful birds inside, in the aviary, or they've got the fish tank there for you to relax, most Japanese or Thai or Chinese restaurants have the fish because it's feng shui. It's the flow. And it's the flow and the gliding and the peacefulness. It's an open-eyed meditation. That's why they have that there.
It's sacred, and it shouldn't be played with.
Exactly. But, I understand if someone's never been taught, they don't know the beautiful wonder and excitement of a pure spirit of a child is going to go, oh, look at it's so beautiful. And they're going to want to go reach out and touch it, because a young child doesn't know about three-dimensional boundaries. They know they're sending their energy of love right into that fish tank.
Right.
Or that bird thing. So to me, it's the elders and the parents and the grandparents to teach the child, well, when you bang on that, it makes a noise, and it can actually frighten them and give them a little fishy headache. So, let them come to you. Just stand there and teach them to let the fish or the birds fly over to them or come to them and look them in the eye. There's the telepathy. There's the Pisces type of flow in silence.
Deeper than the surface.
Absolutely. So to kind of encapsulate, Pisces and Virgo, out of all 12 signs, are supposed to be like the cosmic Santa Claus. They're supposed to be giving compassionate, healer-feeler types of service this lifetime, whether you're posting positive meditations or you're an artist or you're dancing. Pisces is that point of creating, Spirit's emphasizing that, creating pleasure. The pleasure principle's okay if they get caught up in, I only feel worthy when someone wants me sexually, or when I'm drunk, or I only feel, but I can let go of my stress when I take that pill. Then they're actually enabling a difficult avoidance. Pisces, and the negative side, can avoid facing the reality. They often say about Pisces, it seems like they'll walk a mile to get hurt again. Why don't they learn filters or to set boundaries and realize that their lot in life is not to be abused verbally?
It's simple. It's forgiveness. It's understanding. That's a Piscean inside and out.
It is, but it has to be compassion in action. Love is not abuse.
No, of course not. And it does take a while for a Piscean to understand that they are just as important as the other person.
But here's what Pisces knows. Here's what Pisces knows different than all other 11 signs. The reason Pisces, and sometimes Libra, tend to put up with a lot in their relationships, or people will say you're enabling your children, they're being abusive to you. Pisces knows that somewhere in that person's development they were mistreated, they were lied to, they were betrayed, they were abandoned, they were hurt. And the problem comes for the filter needed with Pisces is they feel that person had some kind of point of origin of pain. Mm-hmm. And the Pisces is like, I get it. I feel it. Pisces have to watch being that psychic sponge.
All the time.
And taking on the pain. Yeah. But at the same time having a compassionate heart and spirit and wanting to go fix it for them.
And
where Virgo will criticize, Pisces will say, would you like me to sit with you for a while? Let me just listen. Let's just go hang out together. Let's go get some ice cream. Let's walk with me.
Mm-hmm. Let it out.
Yeah.
Out. Yeah, it's true.
So that's where our Pisces allies can help us. And hence the Pisces colors, the aquamarine, the teal, the robin's egg blue, the violets, and the beautiful iris, the deep purple of the iris that blooms in spring that comes up with those bright yellow centers. Yellow is the complement to purple on the color wheel. So energizing colors for Pisces, they're basically purple passion. So what's energizing for Pisces is to get into some yellow color energy for healing, to get into that communicative third chakra.
It's interesting you say that.
Yes.
About yellow, Mary, because yellow is not only a color that I feel good around or in, but it actually makes me look, when I'm wearing it, extremely healthy.
Yes. What it is that yellow's feeding you. And one time we'll go through the signs with their colors.
Yes, I would.
But yellow feeds Pisces. It's not often their first choice when they visually assess garments or bed sheets or bath towels. Or T-shirts even. It's usually not their first choice. They'll usually migrate toward the cool tones, the blues, the purples, the teals. But yellow actually energizes them, just like their flower totem is best served if they get into the crocus or the daffodils or the sunflowers. When they get into that rich yellow, or the yellow tulips next to those brilliant purple iris, it's nature. The flowers teach us so much about the healing of color. Where Virgo, indigo, navy blue, arctic white, lime green. Wow. So those first, that lime green where the leaves are just unfurling after winter or the new grass is growing.
Yes.
Yeah, and the inky navy blue of twilight going into the nightfall, that navy, the nautical navies. Yeah, the nautical navies with white. That's real Virgo. The navy crisp business suit with that white blouse, or that white shirt with that navy tie for the gentleman. It's a power. It's a corporate power combination. But when the Virgo starts moving more into those fresh spring greens, when they move into that lime green, it really looks good. Like your yellow, to your point about the yellow for Pisces, the lime green brings out the Virgo.
Mary, you're not going to believe this. I do this all the time. We've run past already our time, but there are a couple of things that I would like to say at the end of the show. First of all, would you give the listeners the information where they can find you on the internet?
Thank you, Roxanne. Well, remember, you can find us with our work together, Roxanne and I, on YouTube, which she'll tell you because she'll do that better than me. My website, which has continual updated posts about our celestial signs as well as insights metaphysically, is my name, Mary, M-A-R-Y, Dusina, and it's spelled D as in divine, U, S as in spirit, I, N as in now, A.com.
Wonderful. And as Mary was saying before, where you can find us, the Shaman, the Star Shaman series is on YouTube, and that is Universal Connection Radio. I know it's a lot to type, but it's the only one out there.
And that's important.
This is true. Mary, thank you so much.
Thank you, Roxanne, and blessings to the audience. Remember to be at peace. Just go to that sweet spot of your soul and trust that you're never, ever walking alone. Yes. There is an energy, there is a love that always has your back and will take your hand.
Oh, one other thing, Mary, I'd love to ask if you would come on sometime early March and we could do an equinox show. Would you be interested?
Yes, there's a couple of things. Thank you. Yes, thank you for bringing that up, because our first solar eclipse of this year is going to be March 8th. I'm doing a live lecture in Georgia then. It's going to be our first big eclipse, again in Pisces, which is the theme of this year is Pisces Virgo, not just right now. Mm-hmm. And then we have our equinox, March 20th, and then we have a lunar eclipse over the 23rd of March. So, yeah, this month, as we come into the Pisces season, it will link all the way into September. It's a 6-month bridge, so it's very important to do that. So thank you for the invitation. I look forward to it.
Yes, we'll set that up for sure. Well, thank you, Mary.
Bless you, Roxanne.
Again, it's been wonderful having you on the show. I feel so honored to have my own star shaman. Well,
thank you.
UCR's star shaman. Thank you, Mary. You take
Bless
care.
You.
We'll talk soon.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks. Bye. Okay, folks, we had our third of our series with Mary Dusina, our star shaman. And the wonderful, wonderful thing about it is Mary comes to us every month, sometimes twice a month, and I'm very grateful for that. So I will ask you to stay tuned to the frequency, and that is the frequency of love. And I will bid you farewell until the next time from UCR, Universal Connection Radio.